Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is of course your Saturday compilation video. This is going to be a compilation of all of the stocks and cryptos that we've been looking at on the channel today. If you enjoy these videos, again, let me know by leaving a like and subscribing. Again, there's going to be a lot of introductions, a lot of outros. This is simply me compiling together all of the videos that I've been filming here on the channel. Again, the intention is that you can get all of your updates in one place. Perhaps it may bring your attention to something which you may not have been previously aware of. So again, if you like these videos, leave a comment letting me know. Let me know by liking, let me know by subscribing. And again, I'm just going to jump into this one. Thank you in advance for watching. And again, here are all of the stocks and cryptos that we've been paying attention to today. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. We're going to take some time tonight to have a look at Bmnr stock. Now of course the past week here has been really impressive. Come over here to the past 5 days and you will see a trend up by 13.9%. A very good week to say the least with this stock. Now when you look at this one over the past month, you've seen a trend where we're really starting to break out, begging the question as to what comes next week and also seeing what we can learn from the past week. Over the course of this video, I'll be sharing with you all of my personal thoughts and opinions, what I think about last week, and what I'm looking for going forwards into the next week too. If it sounds good, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe. I do produce update videos every single day on this stock and many others, so if you do appreciate it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. At the same time, please remember I am not a financial advisor and these videos are not financial advice, so you should be doing your own research. Now that I've said all of that stuff, we might as well jump straight in. Now again, as I say, this stock is very much moving into critical levels. This all comes at the same time as a lot of good news. This is an article that we saw last week coming out on Bmnr, where we can see that Bitmain has surged as the firm has raised its ETH treasury to $9 billion. Now this was published on the Monday of the past week, which is obviously relatively recent. We can see the recent rise that we've seen, and this can be linked to ETH, right? In a statement, Bitmain Technologies Inc. said that its treasury now holds more than 2.06 million ETH tokens, with an average price of 4,312 apiece, alongside 192 bitcoins. It remains Ethereum's largest holder date and second largest crypto treasury company next to Strategy. So that kind of itself is interesting to hear, right? And again, this is obviously a relatively good sign. At the same time, we can see Bitmain Immersion is also expanding into world coins following 20 million investment in 8Co Holdings Inc. We also see that they've recently made a foray into the said tokens. So WorldCoin is an ERC20 token. It captures a zero knowledge proof of a person's humanity, right? It's a critical asset in increasing a agentic AI world. So there you go, right? Some good news coming out of Bmnr, Bitmain stock, on a fundamental this week. I think there's a lot more to come as well on a technical, because when you have a look at this chart recently, over the past week specifically, we are now coming up to very, very key levels. Now, the same thing that we are seeing historically is playing out here to a degree. Yes, we've had this major run-up, but we're now coming up to, and we'll be hopefully testing upon again, key levels of resistance in the upcoming week. And this obviously is clear to see when you break this down a bit more. I'll have to zoom out slightly. Come over here and you will see one thing lines up perfectly. The high that we're seeing right now, the high of, we're going to call it roughly 64.50, around there, we are struggling to break out in this point many a time in the past. In this time period here between the 11th and about the 13th of August, we are seeing the same thing play out. So a break above this channel is going to be quite significant. Now at the same time, we are holding relatively strong onto these levels of support that we've seen down here. The first one is at 60.27 or 60.30 roughly. And the one slightly below that we are seeing and has historically held up is roughly at 59.50. So both of these levels are holding up really nicely, right? These are the levels that we'd ideally see holding up into the next week, because again, if they hold up again, which I think is entirely possible, it shows that we are now starting to establish that nice floor. Now, Friday's session was only up by 2.25%. However, I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's actually a very good thing for a number of reasons. I think we're now getting that really nice consolidation forming behind this stock, which in my opinion is going to help us to push up more in the near future anyway, which is only going to be a beneficial thing. If you have a look, we're seeing the RSI cooling off ever so slightly, as again, the stock price does find this nice healthy level. Now going forwards into what I'm looking for next week, and we'll touch more on this hopefully tomorrow, but I wouldn't necessarily mind if we did see this stock drop a little bit. Again, ideally, we're going to see this one remain at or above. We're going to call it 58.50, right? If we drop below that, you could be looking for a push down potentially to 56.57, or potentially even down to the $54 range. But again, the ideal scenario would keep us above 55 and ultimately above 58. Time will tell as to whether that scenario plays out. Now, if you do see that play out, like I say, you're looking for a retest initially of 61.50, you're looking for a retest of 63.60 from there, for an ultimate retest of recent highs and historical levels of resistance, again, around 64.20, 64.25. If you can break past that, then you really are potentially onto highs, which could be at $69, $70, and that's where things really get interesting. Now, if I was to give a generalized trend as to what I'm seeing here with Bitmine, I'm very, very impressed. I think things are looking absolutely perfect. I think the momentum is absolutely beginning to form in the right direction, and we just need to see, in my opinion, a little bit of healthy consolidation for this push up to be a bit more sustainable, and then we could be potentially looking at this one continuing on the next leg. It's just my opinion, of course. You may agree, you may disagree. I would be a little bit cautious if these levels do not hold up, but of course we'll reflect on that as the next week comes and goes on. Thank you for your time, guys. I hope you enjoyed this short video. If you did, please make sure to leave a like on it and subscribe. It does help me out a lot. And again, I hope I will see you in a future episode too. Goodbye for now. See ya. You guys are ready to get serious about trading for less than the price of a coffee every day? I've got to tell you about the new Patreon page that I have just launched. That's right, guys, I have a new Patreon. I'm going to be sharing everything on here, from my personal stocks that I am watching to pre-market updates, as well as a Discord group which I have started. It's going to allow you to access similar-minded, like-minded people who are also interested in sharing their knowledge about the markets. I'm going to be sharing a lot of stuff over here, guys. There's going to be a lot of exclusive content coming in the next couple of weeks, but do bear in mind, for most of the tiers, spots are limited. The Market Scout, where you'll gain access to the Discord, prices will change after 150 members. At the moment, guys, I'm limited for time, so the Trader's Edge course and above, we're limiting the courses even lower, right? There's a limited amount of people who can join. At the same time, depending on the level of mentorship that you want, we have prices going all the way up from $14.50 to the highest tiers over here that you can see. Again, if you're looking to take your journey to that next level, on these middle tiers, this is personally the one that I would recommend, even though it's not the most expensive. It costs less than a coffee every single day, and the amount of information that you'll get here, in my personal opinion, is absolutely worth the value. At the very least, guys, you can become a member for free. The link is down in the description, the comment section, and the bio. Just give it a look and see what you think. And of course, feel free to sign up if you're looking to take your journey even further. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the video. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. We are seeing a very interesting week here over the past 5 days for open door stock. You'll see that ultimately we are moving down by 1.9%, but after a gain in the past month or so of 197%, the question becomes, where do we go from here? Over the course of this video, we'll be speaking about that, and I'll be giving you all of my personal thoughts and opinions. If you do enjoy these videos, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It does help me out a lot. I'd like you to also remember though, I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice, so you need to make sure you are doing your own research. I'd also like to remind you that I now have a Patreon page which you can join, and you'll find out about all of the latest stocks I am watching. I try and upload every single day of the week, especially when markets are open. Now I've said all of that though, we might as well jump straight in, and I want to come over here, like I say, to just reflect on the growth that we're seeing here in the past 6 months. Now this is obviously broader context to what we're going to be speaking about, which is everything that we've seen over the past 5 or so days. Right, we're seeing this stock really moving in the exact right direction. This is really perfect. And as we are able to, if we can get rid of this, as we are able to continue to move in the right direction, I think the strength here just continues to grow. We are certainly establishing very strong levels of support in the 880s. We're also establishing new levels potentially in the 930s. And going forwards into next week, these levels are going to be quite critical. Now, the first thing that I'd like to highlight is the drop that we are seeing. Yes, the stock is red for the past week. What does that mean going forwards into next week? Well, I'll be giving you a lot more of a detailed video on my opinions going forwards in tomorrow's episode, but briefly touching on it here, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think this does potentially set the stage for the stock retouching the 930s, possibly even retouching lower levels at the 880s. Now, people may not like me saying that, people may not agree with me, and that is obviously fine, right? These videos are just based on my opinion. But why do I say this, and why does it matter? Well, I think it matters because even if the stock was to head down to the 880s, right, as long as we are hitting and staying on these key levels of support, right, high 880s, 890s, then we're still in a very positive channel. As the stock has literally risen over 100, nearly 200% in 30 days, maintaining that would be key. But I know that if the stock was to drop maybe 2, 3, 4, 5% down to those levels, people would begin to panic, especially after a red couple of days. Whereas when you view everything in context, it really isn't that bad at all. So those are the key levels that we're looking to for the downside, right? If they're able to hold up, then that's great. If not, you could be looking for drops lower. You could be looking to go to the 860s. You could be looking to potentially retest the 740s. Obviously, that would be a worst case scenario in my opinion. And I think really things are forming up nicely. I think even if we are to drop, like I say, down to the 880s, not that bad in context, especially when you consider the fact, again, over the past month, we're now forming a very, very strong level here, right? And you can see the strength of this level very clearly. We are now, in my opinion, beginning to establish these next levels of support, these levels where the stock is probably going to, or hopefully going to be comfortable going forwards. And then from there, we can retest for upside. Now, at the same time, this recent push has taken the indicators like the RSI very much into that overbought range. This consolidation period is giving us perfect opportunity to cool off, right? Definitely coming into the more neutral range now. And whether it is the range in the $9 range, you know, the 930s, 940s, or whether it's down to the 880s, 870s, I think this is a great period for this stock. I think if we're able to hold in this channel, which I personally think that we will, it shows a lot of strength going forwards into next week and the next few weeks, and certainly sets the stage for a retest of maybe $10, $10.50, $10.60, potentially for a retest or a test up to $11 and beyond. So I think this week is where things will get a lot more interesting. Again, I'll be giving you more updates as the days go on. As I always do, I try and upload daily on this stock and many others, so if you do appreciate the videos that I make, again, please leave a like and subscribe. But yeah, I think the week has not been bad. I think it's actually been a very positive week all in all. We may be down slightly on the charts, but in context, things are, in my opinion, really beginning to look extremely healthy. And again, we're now beginning to ask, well, is there that potential to see this stock rise even further? And it seems that there absolutely could be. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it though in the comment section. Thank you so much for your time, guys. Again, if you do enjoy these videos, make sure to leave a like on them and subscribe. And I hope I'll see you in a future episode soon. Goodbye. You guys are ready to get serious about trading for less than the price of a coffee every day? I've got to tell you about the new Patreon page that I have just launched. That's right, guys, I have a new Patreon. I'm going to be sharing everything on here, from my personal stocks that I am watching to pre-market updates, as well as a Discord group which I have started. It's going to allow you to access similar-minded, like-minded people who are also interested in sharing their knowledge about the markets. I'm going to be sharing a lot of stuff over here, guys. There's going to be a lot of exclusive content coming in the next couple of weeks, but do bear in mind, for most of the tiers, spots are limited. The Market Scout, where you'll gain access to the Discord, prices will change after 150 members. At the moment, guys, I'm limited for time, so the Trader's Edge course and above, we're limiting the courses even lower, right? There's a limited amount of people who can join. At the same time, depending on the level of mentorship that you want, we have prices going all the way up from $14.50 to the highest tiers over here that you can see. Again, if you're looking to take your journey to that next level, on these middle tiers, this is personally the one that I would recommend, even though it's not the most expensive. It costs less than a coffee every single day, and the amount of information that you'll get here, in my personal opinion, is absolutely worth the value. At the very least, guys, you can become a member for free. The link is down in the description, the comment section, and the bio. Just give it a look and see what you think. And of course, feel free to sign up if you're looking to take your journey even further. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the video. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. We're looking today at BBAI stock. When we have a look at this one over the past week or so, things really are beginning to look quite impressive, aren't they? You can see a 5-day trend here up by 32%. You're seeing a trend over the past month which is up by 22%. The question after the past week that we have just seen is, where do we go from here? What are we looking for into the next few days? And over the course of this short video, I'll be giving you all of the levels that I'm paying attention to and what I think may be coming next. Do remember though, I am not a financial advisor, and these videos are not financial advice. However, if you do enjoy them, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe, share them with a friend. It does help more than you will ever know. Anyway, with that being said, let's jump straight in. And as I say, this stock now is coming up to a very, very interesting point. We're now coming up to retesting historical levels of resistance to the upside, which is very, very interesting as the stock approaches the $7 mark. Now, I think what we saw on Friday was a massive amount of strength with how the stock has been moving, and again, it does set the stage for a potentially interesting push up to and past $7 in the next week or so. Now, one thing that I would bring your attention to is that the RSI levels on this stock right now are very much approaching the overbought range. They've been in this range for quite a few days, since about the 16th, but the stock just has kept running. So it's going to be very interesting to see if they are able to essentially see this stock continue running, right, or if this is going to need to cool down a little bit. Now, I think a cool down in the next few days wouldn't necessarily be the worst thing in the world, and you know, a lot of people will not like it when I say that. A lot of people will think it's a negative thing. But I say this initially, and this is the first point that I make, because if it doesn't happen, great, we keep running, right? If it does happen, then what happens? Well, hopefully you will view it in context, and it may make a lot more sense. So obviously, if the stock was to drop a little bit, you'd be looking, in my opinion, to levels such as, I'm going to call it 640, 645, maybe even 635, and that is because this range, you know, between 635 and 645, has been a historical level of support. You've seen the stock bounce off it way back here. This is only on the 19th, right, the Friday, and you will also see the stock bouncing off it at many a point in the past, going back to the 5th of August, the 6th, the 4th, right? You've seen it in late July, you've seen it way back in earlier July. This is a key level to watch out for, and if the stock is to drop, I think this could be a possibility. Now, the only trouble with that is if it was to go down to these levels, I think a lot of people may panic, but again, in context, is it really that scary? Well, that's for you guys to make your minds up on, but just know it is a possibility. Now, if that doesn't happen, and if we are able to stay higher with a drop, I think you could be looking at levels that we have actually seen retest. These levels would be roughly at 668. Again, we've seen these levels retest here, and you've also seen this historically hold up here and here too. So that could be the next level to watch out for if we are to drop ever so slightly. If we do continue to run, you're looking at seeing the stock breakthrough levels, I think, which are going to be roughly around the $7 mark. I think that's going to be a key one to hit. Then you're looking to go on and retest previous levels of resistance at 720. Then you're going up to 730, 735. Now, from there, things will get very interesting, as that is a very critical and key level of resistance to the upside, 730. So we will see if we are able to touch this in the next few days. If that does happen, like I say, I think the trend is very much clear. I think things are positive. However, again, I wouldn't necessarily panic too much at a small push to the downside. I think in context, everything makes sense, you know, and that would not be that bad. Now, either way, I think what we've seen in the past week or so has not been, it is undeniably a very good thing. It's undeniably a very good move that we are seeing in this stock. I think it absolutely confirms the uptrend here. I think we are beginning to enter a very, very interesting period for the stock. It's just going to be about seeing if we're able to push up in the next week or so, and if we're going to be able to break out above these key levels, again touching on to $7 and above. I'll be keeping you updated with my revised thoughts and opinions as the weeks go on. If you do enjoy these daily updates, guys, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It does help me out a lot. Anyway, thank you for your time. I hope I will see you again in a future video. Goodbye for now. You guys are ready to get serious about trading for less than the price of a coffee every day? I've got to tell you about the new Patreon page that I have just launched. That's right, guys, I have a new Patreon. I'm going to be sharing everything on here, from my personal stocks that I am watching to pre-market updates, as well as a Discord group which I have started. It's going to allow you to access similar-minded, like-minded people who are also interested in sharing their knowledge about the markets. I'm going to be sharing a lot of stuff over here, guys. There's going to be a lot of exclusive content coming in the next couple of weeks, but do bear in mind, for most of the tiers, spots are limited. The Market Scout, where you'll gain access to the Discord, prices will change after 150 members. At the moment, guys, I'm limited for time, so the Trader's Edge course and above, we're limiting the courses even lower, right? There's a limited amount of people who can join. At the same time, depending on the level of mentorship that you want, we have prices going all the way up from 1450 to the highest tiers over here that you can see. Again, if you're looking to take your journey to that next level, On these middle tiers, this is personally the one that I would recommend, even though it's not the most expensive. It costs less than a coffee every single day, and the amount of information that you'll get here, in my personal opinion, is absolutely worth the value. At the very least, guys, you can become a member for free. The link is down in the description, the comment section, and the bio. Just give it a look and see what you think. And of course, feel free to sign up if you're looking to take your journey even further. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the video. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Let's have a look tonight at NEO stock. When we have a look at NEO over the past 5 days, we are seeing a trend now where the stock is up by another 14%, with the question after the past month being up by 45% being, where do we go from here? Well, over the course of this video, I'll be sharing with you all of my personal thoughts and opinions on what might come next. If it sounds like a good episode, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe, it does help me out a lot. But please remember as well, I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. Now I've said that though, we might as well jump straight into the video. And for this, I'd like to come over here and have a look at this on the more technical side of things. And you can see here the stock is actually holding up really strongly over the past couple of days and weeks. We've seen the stock essentially moving up in a very healthy pattern over the past few months, really since the early part of July. Now why I think this is so good is because NEO stock is establishing some very clear floors, some very clear levels of support. Initially at 450, then coming down to roughly 590. Now we are seeing the potential for the same thing to happen again. We've had a major push up, and it's now going to be about establishing the potential for a floor. Now at the same time, you've seen this happen in every sort of trend. You've seen the stock essentially rise, as we have done. We've found a bit of a top, then we've taken some time to consolidate. Now of course you may get to a situation where this isn't the case, but I do think it could be possible that NEO could be entering a consolidation period over the next week or so. Now again, I may be wrong. To a degree, I hope I am, because if I am, then the stock price will likely continue to go up. But at the same time, I think context is important. We're talking about a stock that's up nearly 50% over the past 30 or so days. To see this one consolidate at levels close to where we are now would be very good. It would help us to establish new levels of support. It would give us a strong floor, potentially for the next leg up. So that is kind of one of the things which I do see as a possibility going forwards into the next week. However, what is different this time to times in the past? Well, despite the rise up that we have seen, so again, this is an alternative scenario, because my intention here, guys, is not to give you a definitive answer, right? I give you the levels that I'm looking for, the scenarios that I think are possible, then you guys can go on to do your own research and come to your own conclusions, but hopefully these videos do help you. Now, one thing that is somewhat different this time is, despite the recent run-up that we've seen, NEO stock price on the RSI is actually not in the overbought range. It's still relatively high, but we're certainly coming back down a lot more towards the normal end of things. Now you look back to where we've been on previous runs up, I'm going to correlate this jump up to here, and again you see this here in the jump that we're seeing right now. Then you can look back to this period here, high RSI all through this time, until we eventually went to the oversold territory briefly. Now why this matters in context is because it means that NEO stock is nowhere near as high up on the RSI, right? It's not considered on this indicator to be as overbought as it has been at similar periods in this trend, right? We obviously did go to overbought briefly, but it's cooled off quite quickly from here. Now what that means is that the dip that we may see this time could be a little bit shallower. You could be looking at initially seeing this stock drop, or the levels that I'm looking at. Initially I'm looking at 719, then I'm looking down to 710. I think these are going to be two critical levels to watch out for if the stock does drop. If you see a drop below that, I am looking for $7 on the top. Now, if we can stay above $7, if we see a little bit of red in the early part of next week or any point next week, if we stay above $7, I think things are still relatively healthy. In fact, I think things are massively healthy. I think in context, things will be looking great. I think that would set us up very nicely for the next run to the upside. Now, looking to higher levels, if we are to break out in that direction, which again is always a possibility, you are looking to initially break past levels that we've been struggling at, such as 748, 750. You're looking to break 760 from there. Over the past 6 months, you can see we're coming up to a key level of resistance here on the upside. This is in the 750s. So of course, approaching that level, surpassing it is going to matter a lot. Again, this has also worked as a previous support when we get up there. So again, it does add some possibility for the 710s to 720s holding up as a potential support here. So again, we are now entering a new range where we are potentially going to see, yes, maybe another dip, but we're looking at potentials of bottoms being higher, which is obviously a good thing. And I think as indicators do begin to cool off slightly in context, we are again still at a point where things are relatively volatile, especially here on the 6-month RSI, but I think things are now cooling off to a point where they're getting a little bit better, right? You've seen the stock essentially become stronger and stronger, and we may see that dip ever so slightly, but at the same time, it may not be as steep. I think strength is certainly coming into this stock, and again, anything above $7 in the next few days and weeks, in my opinion, is a win. In the midterm, you could be looking for a push, obviously much higher. So it will absolutely depend on how things go here. I think now that the indicators are beginning to cool off slightly, you're coming up to more healthy levels. Again, still relatively high here, but again, on the 1 month here, you can see the RSI levels beginning to cool off. So I think we're coming to a point now, see this one hold 7 and things are looking good. If we drop below that, you're looking for potentially concerning areas, because again, you could be looking to go into the 650, 660s. And again, to the upside, you're looking at levels into $7, $7.50 I should say, and then obviously beyond that into the 760s, where things may begin to get challenging. That's all to see in the next week or so. It's going to be very, very interesting to watch. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on this in the comments, so thank you for watching the video. Again, if you do enjoy these updates, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It does help me out a lot. And I should also remind you that I now have a Patreon page. So if you do not know, I've got a Patreon page over here, you will see. We've now got 10 members. Again, spots are limited, but I share with you all of the stocks which I'm paying attention to. I update this basically every weekday, so you guys can have the latest, all of the latest things that I am paying attention to in the markets. So if this is for you, link is first in the description. You may enjoy it. You may learn about some stocks, some opportunity potentials, which you may not be aware of. So I do think it is somewhat worth the value. But of course, I'll leave that up to you guys to decide. You can always look at it for free. Again, first link in the comment section. So thank you for watching the video. If you did enjoy it, like I say, please subscribe. And I hope I'll see you in a future episode very soon. Goodbye for now. You guys are ready to get serious about trading for less than the price of a coffee every day? I've got to tell you about the new Patreon page that I have just launched. That's right guys, I have a new Patreon. I'm going to be sharing everything on here, from my personal stocks that I am watching to pre-market updates, as well as a Discord group which I have started. It's going to allow you to access similar-minded, like-minded people who are also interested in sharing their knowledge about the markets. I'm going to be sharing a lot of stuff over here guys. There's going to be a lot of exclusive content coming in the next couple of weeks, but do bear in mind, for most of the tiers, spots are limited. The Market Scout, where you'll gain access to the Discord, prices will change after 150 members. At the moment guys, I'm limited for time, so the Trader's Edge course and above, we're limiting the courses even lower, right? There's a limited amount of people who can join. At the same time, depending on the level of mentorship that you want, we have prices going all the way up from $14.50 to the highest tiers over here that you can see. Again, if you're looking to take your journey to that next level, on these middle tiers, this is personally the one that I would recommend, even though it's not the most expensive. It costs less than a coffee every single day, and the amount of information that you'll get here, in my personal opinion, is absolutely worth the value. At the very least, guys, you can become a member for free. The link is down in the description, the comment section, and the bio. Just give it a look and see what you think. And of course, feel free to sign up if you're looking to take your journey even further. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the video. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Let's take a look tonight at MicroStrategy stock. Now over the past 5 days we're seeing this stock moving up by 4.74%. Over the past month we're now seeing a little bit of a turnaround. We're actually coming green ever so slightly, with the question now on a lot of people's minds being, where are we going from here? Well, whilst nobody can say for sure, and whilst I am not a financial advisor, so this video is not financial advice, I will be sharing with you all of my thoughts and opinions on what might be coming in the next couple of days over the course of this video. We'll also be reflecting on everything that we've seen in the past week. If you do enjoy these videos, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It does help me out a lot. Again, we might as well jump straight in. So we're going to come over here and have a look, if we can, on the charts. Let's just type it in again. Mstr. We're looking over the past couple of days, and you will see things really beginning to pick up. Now, one thing that we spoke about in the last few videos is this challenging channel that we've seen forming. This is to the upside maybe 137, to the downside maybe 320. So 337, not 137, 337 to the upside, 320 to the downside, right? We had a lot of difficulty bouncing off the low side, the support levels at this point many a time, and then bouncing off these resistance levels to the upside many a time too. However, fortunately, we're seeing the stock now breaking out above this. Now it looks like we're also seeing the stock hold on more strong levels of support, higher levels of support, such as 338.44. Now you're seeing that line hold up here. You can see this if we have a look across the screen. Again, this is a level above which we have seen many times. We've seen this stock hold this point. If you have a look back to the 2nd of September, you're also seeing this at many a point in the past historically in late August. So the question is, if we're able to hold on to this, where do we go? Well, of course, you are looking then to push up to levels initially which are going to be past 347. I don't know why I keep saying 1, right? 347 is potentially one of the next levels of resistance if we are able to maintain this uptrend. You are seeing difficulty at this point a few times in the past through August and into September, so breaking above this is going to be one of those critical levels. I think if we are able to break above the recent high that we've seen, which would take us up to 357, 358, and ultimately onto 360, then we are definitely entering a channel where we're asking questions about new levels of support, new levels of resistance, I should say, right? New levels of resistance to the upside. I think that would be a very strong confirmation, in my opinion, of that breakout trend. Now, right now, we are beginning to see this breakout trend, but I don't think it's as confirmed as many people may think, especially in context. You zoom out on this one over the past 3 months if we can, and you'll see really we are still down quite a lot. So in context, no, this is not the breakout. I think the breakout comes above initially 350 and most reasonably above 360, right? You break above 360, and I think we are into breakout territory. I think we're making a strong stand and a strong push towards that in the past couple of trading days. I think things are moving in the right direction. I think that's ultimately going to be a good thing. But are we in that breakout trend yet? Well, in my opinion, the answer is personally no, right? What we really don't want to see is red on this stock. This is going to be very critical, because what we're really trying to avoid is getting back into this channel. We need to remain above 335. We can't drop back down to 320s again. We are looking like it is going to hold. It's looking more and more likely, but again, it's about seeing if we find these support levels in the 339 range, potentially a little bit higher in the 340s, but somewhere around this point. We don't really want to go much lower than this. Again, the stock is now coming up to an overbought range, almost. Not technically there yet, but quite close on the RSI. It's going to be about finding some nice consolidation here with a healthy push up. We're trying to establish that this floor, roughly at 339, 340, is going to be the floor. Is going to be the place where we find this stock consolidating, and is going to be the place where we essentially establish the momentum for the next level up. Now, I do think that this is possible, but it's going to be very, very critical, in my opinion, to see this breakout trend actually forming. So in reflection, the past week has been a significant one. It's allowed us to begin to break to the upside. It has set the stage for a potential significant breakout in the next few days and weeks. Are we there yet? In my opinion, no. Are we getting there? I absolutely think that we are. I think that things are coming along in a very impressive manner for this stock, and this is exactly like what we want to see. But again, we do still have some time to go. So I'd love to hear what you have to say on this in the comment section, guys. Thank you so much for your time. If you do enjoy these videos, please let me know by leaving a like and subscribing. And I will see you again in a future episode. Goodbye for now. You guys are ready to get serious about trading for less than the price of a coffee every day? I've got to tell you about the new Patreon page that I have just launched. That's right, guys, I have a new Patreon. I'm going to be sharing everything on here, from my personal stocks that I am watching to pre-market updates, as well as a Discord group which I have started. It's going to allow you to access similar-minded, like-minded people who are also interested in sharing their knowledge about the markets. I'm going to be sharing a lot of stuff over here, guys. There's going to be a lot of exclusive content coming in the next couple couple of weeks. But do bear in mind, for most of the tiers, spots are limited. The Market Scout, where you'll gain access to the Discord, prices will change after 150 members. At the moment, guys, I'm limited for time, so the Trader's Edge course and above, we're limiting the courses even lower, right? There's a limited amount of people who can join. At the same time, depending on the level of mentorship that you want, we have prices going all the way up from 1450 to the highest tiers over here that you can see. Again, if you're looking to take your journey to that next level, on these middle tiers, this is personally the one that I would recommend, even though it's not the most expensive. It costs less than a coffee every single day, and the amount of information that you'll get here, in my personal opinion, is absolutely worth the value. At the very least, guys, you can become a member for free. The link is down in the description, the comment section, and the bio. Just give it a look and see what you think, and of course, feel free to sign up if you're looking to take your journey even further. Thank you, enjoy the rest of the video. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. We are looking tonight at GameStop Corp, which if you have a look over here in the past trading day was up by 0.77%. Now over the past 5 days this stock is actually turning green by over 4%. Very impressive given the context of everything, because in the past month we've seen GameStop stock absolutely spike, and it looks like we are holding onto this momentum. We'll be speaking about this and a lot more over the course of this video. I'll be giving you my opinions on everything that we've seen over the past week, some of the key levels that I'm looking for into next week as well. If you do enjoy these videos, make sure to leave a like on it and subscribe. It does help me out a lot. At the same time though, remember, I am not a financial advisor and this is obviously not financial advice. But yeah, jumping straight in, well, what stands out to me here with GameStop stock? As I say, this is a stock when we have a look at it, which is actually holding above key levels very, very well. You see this stock, it has bounced massively, and now it looks like we are holding on to levels of support round about 25.70. Now this is also a historically strong level of support for this stock. You look back here to what's going to be early May, you look back here to what is also early February, this has been a level where the stock has found support historically, right? So if we're able to form this, if we're able to hold this going forwards, this 25.70 range roughly, then I think we're in a great position to see this one actually go higher. Now what's happening here at the same time is we're seeing this stock find some nice consolidation, giving indicators like the RSI a lot of time to cool off too. We're still quite high, you know, not in the overbought range anymore here on the past month or so, but we are certainly quite high. So as time goes on, as this stock continues to consolidate, hopefully, we are establishing nice levels. So in an ideal world, we're not going to see this stock really drop below 25.70. At the very lowest, you're looking at 25.60, 25.65, something like that. If you do begin to drop below that, you're looking to go to levels potentially as low as 25.40. And if that doesn't hold, I think there is every possibility that you see this one push back down to other historical levels in the 24.60s. So given that scenario, right, we want to see this channel form, we want to see this channel hold very, very nicely. A relatively flat channel, some nice healthy consolidation, exactly like what we've seen in the last couple of days. What that will hopefully allow is for the steady build up of this stock going forwards, because again, it's important to see this in context, right? This stock over the past few days really has gone up a lot. Since the 4th up until what, the 16th, we have seen this stock up by 17%. It's about seeing if we can hold on to these gains, and increasingly I think this is looking likely. But again, be aware of those levels to the downside. Again, if you see this one break the high 25s, you're looking to go into 24s I think quite easily, and then you could be on for a interesting retest to lower levels from there if that doesn't hold up. Now if you do see this hold up, well then what are we looking for in that scenario? I think you're looking for pushes much higher. I think you're looking to initially break into the $27 range, which is a key level of resistance and support many a time in the past. Holding above this is going to be relatively crucial in my opinion. If we can do that, you're looking to push again higher from there. I think that could take us onto levels in the high 27s and then pushing onto 28. I think the stock is looking absolutely promising here. I think things are working out very, very nicely. But it's going to be about seeing if this momentum is able to continue to build, is able to continue to take us in the right direction. I think at the moment this is playing out very, very perfectly. I think this is playing out exactly how you'd like to see it. And again, breaking above these next levels, this 26 level, specifically 26.40, the previous high that we've seen recently is going to be important. But yeah, given the context, given everything that we've seen, I think the stock is having a lot of time, a lot of opportunity to see indicators like the RSI, especially even on a broader time frame, have that time to begin to cool off. Again, a few more days of consolidation, even if that pushes us down slightly, as long as we stay within that channel, I don't necessarily think it is a bad thing at all. I think things here are looking very good. I think the short-term trend is strong. I think the mid-term trend could see us push up to the 27s if we are able to hold on to this range. Now, I'll be checking in with you again in the next couple of days with more updates, giving my thoughts and predictions on what may come in the next couple of days going forwards. But yes, here are some of the key levels that I'm looking for. I don't know if you guys agree or disagree. I'd love to hear it in the comment section. But yeah, thank you so much for your time, guys. I hope I will see you again soon. You guys are ready to get serious about trading for less than the price of a coffee every day? I've got to tell you about the new Patreon page that I have just launched. That's right, guys, I have a new Patreon. I'm going to be sharing everything on here, from my personal stocks that I am watching to pre-market updates, as well as a Discord group which I have started. It's going to allow you to access similar-minded, like-minded people who are also interested in sharing their knowledge about the markets. I'm going to be sharing a lot of stuff over here, guys. There's going to be a lot of exclusive content coming in the next couple of weeks, but do bear in mind, for most of the tiers, spots are limited. The Market Scout, where you'll gain access to the Discord, prices will change after 150 members. At the moment, guys, I'm limited for time, so the Trader's Edge course and above, we're limiting the courses even lower, right? There's a limited amount of people who can join. At the same time, depending on the level of mentorship that you want, we have prices going all the way up from 1450 to the highest tiers over here that you can see. Again, if you're looking to take your journey to that next level, on these middle tiers, this is personally the one that I would recommend, even though it's not the most expensive. It costs less than a coffee every single day, and the amount of information that you'll get here, in my personal opinion, is absolutely worth the value. At the very least, guys, you can become a member for free. The link is down in the description, the comment section, and the bio. Just give it a look and see what you think. And of course, feel free to sign up if you're looking to take your journey even further. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the video. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a quick update here on SoundHound AI stock. This is one that we've seen rise by about 4% in Friday's trading day. And over the past 5 days here, you will see that the trend is actually green. We're up by 13%. The past month now is actually continuing to push even harder, up by 30%, with the question on a lot of minds being, where do we go from here? And over the course of this video, I'll be sharing with you my personal thoughts and opinions. If it does sound like a good episode, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It does help me out more than you may even know. At the same time, I'd like you to remember that this is not financial advice and I am not a financial advisor. But now I've said all that stuff, we might as well jump straight into the video. So yeah, coming over here, we are seeing the stock really forming an interesting pattern here. I think one thing to pay attention to is that we are still struggling to get above levels around 1680, where you have seen this stock struggling recently. Really, the level is 1670, where things become extremely difficult, with a wick up to 1680 and into the $17 range. You need to see this stock break above this key level of resistance, which we are seeing around in the $16 range, right? And we've seen this for quite some time. You can go all the way back to roughly January of 2025, where you are seeing the same thing happen. Now, the good news is we are actually up to a point where we are retesting these levels. This in and of itself is a good thing, but it means that we've got to gain some strength to see this push actually break. I think it is possible, and if it does happen, then things get really interesting, because then you are looking for potential push straight up to the 1760s potentially, possibly even higher than that. But at the moment, this does appear to be a key level of resistance that we just can't break past. I'm very much going to be watching this level into the next week or so. Again, if we break this, I think things get very interesting, with pushes potentially into and well above the $17 range. But we just don't seem to have that ability. Even in the trading session on Friday and the last few days, we are seeing a push up to this point, but really just struggling to get above it. It's about hoping that we can see the momentum to actually break above it this time. Again, you're still seeing the RSI high, but in a relatively healthy spot. It's still within a healthy range. So one of the indicators does suggest a potential push is possible. But are we going to see it? Well, time will obviously tell. That's going to be a very key level to the upside. If we don't break that, then I think we are going to be heading straight back down. I think that'd take us way back down to 1390. This is a channel that we've been struggling in for a long time, between the $14 range and all the way up to the $16, $17 range. You will see this trend actually playing out historically too. The historical support is roughly around 1390, as you can see. And again, you'll see this channel forming exactly the same. It's almost textbook, right? This channel here, it did actually dip a bit lower a couple times to the 12s, to the 13s, but mainly around $13, $14, right? We are seeing this one obviously finding the support. Then up to the upside, you're looking at 16, 1650, 1660 being the key levels of resistance. It's about trying to break out of this channel. Unfortunately, we are on the push to the upside here with that potential over the last day or two. You're seeing that momentum still carrying strong into the end of the day. Again, if we can see that push, then I think we have a likelihood to break this level in the next couple of trading days. I think this is going to be the most critical and most important thing to see. Looking forwards, I think it is going to be possible, but difficult. But yeah, that's as simple as it is, guys. I'm looking for upside potential, and ultimately I'm looking to a push at $17. A push above this would change, in my opinion, the narrative quite a lot. You may agree with me, you may disagree with me, but these are just the levels that I am looking for. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on it all in the comment section, so please do drop me one. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope I will see you again in another video. Goodbye for now. If you guys are ready to get serious about trading for less than the price of a coffee every day, I've got to tell you about the new Patreon page that I have just launched. That's right, guys, I have a new Patreon. I'm going to be sharing everything on here, from my personal stocks that I am watching to pre-market updates, as well as a Discord group which I have started. It's going to allow you to access similar-minded, like-minded people who are also interested in sharing their knowledge about the markets. I'm going to be sharing a lot of stuff over here, guys. There's going to be a lot of exclusive content coming in the next couple of weeks, but do bear in mind, for most of the tiers, spots are limited. The Market Scout, where you'll gain access to the Discord, prices will change after 150 members. At the moment, guys, I'm limited for time, so the Trader's Edge course and above, we're limiting the courses even lower, right? There's a limited amount of people who can join. At the same time, depending on the level of mentorship that you want, we have prices going all the way up from 1450 to the highest tiers over here that you can see. Again, if you're looking to take your journey to that next level, on these middle tiers, this is personally the one that I would recommend, even though it's not the most expensive. It costs less than a coffee every single day, and the amount of information that you'll get here, in my personal opinion, is absolutely worth the value. At the very least, guys, you can become a member for free. The link is down in the description, the comment section, and the bio. Just give it a look and see what you think. And of course, feel free to sign up if you're looking to take your journey even further. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the video. Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. We're looking at World Liberty Financial today. This is WLFI, and you can see this one over today is dropping slightly, down by 3%. Over the past 7 days, we are now seeing this green. Now you come over here and look in a bit more detail, and it definitely looks like we're finding a nice level of support. The lowest point that we are seeing this one really hit and sustain is 2138, and the higher levels that we are seeing are closer to around 2178, 2180 as well, 2190 maybe too. So you're seeing a nice level forming. You're seeing a key and critical level of resistance also forming, which is roughly around 2253. So it's going to be about seeing if we can break out of this trend in the next couple of days. Now that's only part of it. That's actually not even the main piece of information that I'd like to share with you today. But before we do jump into that, I'd like to say, if you do enjoy these videos, if you want to see more on this one particularly, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It lets me know that you are interested in this particular video, and I'll give you more updates as time goes on. Do remember as well though, I am not a financial advisor, and these videos are never financial advice. You should be doing your own research as well. So now after that, we might just well jump in and come over here and look at this article. Now this was published on September the 19th, which is in fact just yesterday. Now this is important in context because you'll see this is talking about the Trump-backed World Liberty voting for token buyback and burns. Obviously something which could be huge. The proposal seeks to create more value for long-term WLFI token holders whilst exploring additional protocol revenue sources for token buybacks. So to give you a bit of a breakdown, US President Donald Trump's backed crypto project World Liberty Financial passed a governance proposal to reduce the supply and boost the value of its native cryptocurrency following its disappointing price performance since launch. On Thursday, the Trump family-backed platform passed a governance vote that seeks the use of 100% of the project's treasury liquidated fees for World Liberty Financial token buybacks and burns, meaning the permanent removal of tokens from circulation. So the vote was passed with a 99.8% majority, whilst only 0.06% of the community had voted against the proposal, which serve as the foundation of the platform's token buyback strategy, according to data from worldlibertyfinancial.com. Similar mechanisms have seek to reduce the circulating supply of a token and create more demand through buybacks. This program removes the token from circulation held by participants not committed to WLFI's long-term growth and direction, effectively increasing relative weight for committed long-term holders, the governance proposal has stated. So this is going to be really interesting, right? After the proposal, WLFI will collect its liquidity positions from Ethereum, BNB chain, and Solana, which will be used to buy back WLFI tokens on the open market. Purchased tokens are sent to a burn address for permanent removal from circulation. However, the proposal still lacks estimates on the amount of fees generated by the platform, making it difficult to estimate the potential of these buybacks in terms of market impact. So that in and of itself may be something to pay attention to, right? Does it mean that there is some potential here? Does it create an interesting situation? Well, it absolutely could be, right? It absolutely could be an interesting situation here. However, it is something that I did want to bring your attention to. I think this is a particularly interesting moment to watch out for here, especially as we are seeing this token coming into a trend now where we are beginning to, or seemingly beginning to, find some level of support. Look at this 21 range. You know, it looks like we could be seeing this hold. Would I be buying now? Well, I'd still be a little bit cautious, right? I think this is obviously going to be a high risk, high reward play. That should go without saying, and you've got to make your own conclusions, come to your own ideas. Is that potential here? I think that there might be, but again, I wanted to just bring your attention to this latest bit of news. Like I say, if you break out of that 22-23 range, you could be in a very promising situation. However, at the minute, things still are relatively shaky. We're finding a nice support beginning to form, but it's about seeing if that holds. And me personally, I'd like a little bit more confirmation, I'd like a little bit more consolidation before I was comfortable in this one. You guys may agree, you may disagree, of course that is your choice to make. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments either way though. Thank you so much for watching the video, I appreciate all of your support, and I hope I'll see you again soon. Goodbye for now guys, take care. You guys are ready to get serious about trading for less than the price of a coffee every day, I've got to tell you about the new Patreon page that I have just launched. That's right guys, I have a new Patreon. I'm going to be sharing everything on here, from my personal stocks that I am watching to pre-market updates, as well as a Discord group which I have started. It's going to allow you to access similar-minded, like-minded people who are also interested in sharing their knowledge about the markets. I'm going to be sharing a lot of stuff over here guys. There's going to be a lot of exclusive content coming in the next couple of weeks, but do bear in mind, for most of the tiers, spots are limited. The Market Scout, where you'll gain access to the Discord, prices will change after 150 members. At the moment guys, I'm limited for time, so the Trader's Edge course and above, we're limiting the courses even lower, right? There's a limited amount of people who can join. At the same time, depending on the level of mentorship that you want, we have prices going all the way up from 1450 to the highest tiers over here that you can see. Again, if you're looking to take your journey to that next level, on these middle tiers, this is personally the one that I would recommend, even though it's not the most expensive. It costs less than a coffee every single day, and the amount of information that you'll get here, in my personal opinion, is absolutely worth the value. At the very least, guys, you can become a member for free. The link is down in the description, the comment section, and the bio. Just give it a look and see what you think. And of course, feel free to sign up if you're looking to take your journey even further. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the video. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. We're looking today at Cjet. This is a stock which is up by 184% in Friday's trading session. And we're asking the question of what might be coming next. What are we looking at here? Well, over the course of this relatively short video, I'll be giving you all of my personal thoughts and opinions on what that might be. I'd like you to remember though, this is not financial advice and I am not a financial advisor, so please do make sure you are doing your own research and coming to your own conclusions. But if you do enjoy these videos, again, do support the channel please by leaving a like and subscribing. Now I've said all of that stuff though, we might as well jump straight in. And you can see again, this stock is up by over 100% in the Friday trading session. You're really seeing this stock flatlining for a very long time, not really moving at all, at a price of 0.097, so very, very low. Now you're seeing it come all the way up to this 29-cent mark, as you will see. And again, the question then becomes, well, where do we go from here? Especially with the stock dropping by a further 21% in the after hours. Now, one thing that we've got to say here is obviously this is going to be an extremely high risk, extremely high reward play. You know, you're looking at this going up 200% already. If this one was to go up another 100, 200, 300%, you're obviously going to be looking at the same sort of risk profile. Now, at the same time, what are we looking at here? What is the potential? Do we actually have any? Well, of course, that is a possibility. In the short term, the stock's been oversold for a very, very long time. Since really late August into mid-September, the stock is in the oversold range. Now we're coming up quite a bit. On the more mid to long term time frame, though, we are not yet in the overbought territory. We are coming close, but we're certainly not there yet, which does suggest that there is more potential for that breakout. Now, I think this one is so recent, so new, that we're going to have to zoom in a bit further. Let's actually zoom in on the past day, if we can. And you can see this stock really is holding onto a lot of its momentum as the day goes on, right? This is going to be a stock where you're going to have a lot of risk in it anyway. Would I be buying this one right now? Again, I wouldn't put too much money into this one, but again, I can see the appeal. So levels of support that we're going to be looking for here are very, very basic. You're looking to see this one hold on to 21 cent, that is, of course. If you see that, then you could be looking for a level of support where we could push up, especially with the stock dropping in the after hours. I would be exceptionally cautious here, though. I think that is important to really just hammer home. Can we break above this 32-cent range? I think it is going to be possible, yet difficult. I think one thing that is good is how essentially the stock is remaining relatively stable over today's trading session, or yesterday's trading session, I should say. Again, we've seen this one remain relatively stable. You are seeing these levels of support again at 21. If you see these hold, I think things are still looking actually surprisingly strong. We're seeing this one dip in the after hours. I think there's every possibility that if we go forwards into the next week, we could see more potential decline. But is this necessarily over? Well, not necessarily. Like I say, this one is still showing a lot of strength, even being able to hold on to these gains to the proportion that we are. I think this is a stock which is going to capture my attention a lot this week. I'm certainly going to be following this one. Again, if you do see it drop to these levels, you could be finding better prices, in my opinion. But I think if you begin to drop much lower, really my tolerances are very low here. 19 cent is personally where I'd personally cut losses, right? That's just my opinion. I think that might even be a bit too high, maybe even cutting losses at 20. To the upside, of course, looking to push initially past 28, 29, then for a test onto 30, 31, then for a test onto these highs that we're seeing at 31, then onto 33 or 34. It is all possible. I think it could happen, but again, it's going to be a high-risk play. You just got to be aware of the risk. These are some of the levels that I'd be paying attention to if I was interested here. And again, I wouldn't. You guys can do what you want, right? It's not for me to say, but in my opinion, I wouldn't allocate too much funds to this at the minute. You may agree, you may disagree. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for sharing this time with me, and I hope I will see you again soon. You guys are ready to get serious about trading for less than the price of a coffee every day? I've got to tell you about the new Patreon page that I have just launched. That's right, guys, I have a new Patreon. I'm going to be sharing everything on here, from my personal stocks that I am watching to pre-market updates, as well as a Discord group which I have started. It's going to allow you to access similar-minded, like-minded people who are also interested in sharing their knowledge about the markets. I'm going to be sharing a lot of stuff over here, guys. There's going to be a lot of exclusive content coming in the next couple of weeks, but do bear in mind, for most of the tiers, spots are limited. The Market Scout, where you'll gain access to the Discord, prices will change after 150 members. At the moment, guys, I'm limited for time, so the Trader's Edge course and above, we're limiting the courses even lower, right? There's a limited amount of people who can join. At the same time, depending on the level of mentorship that you want, we have prices going all the way up from 1450 to the highest tiers over here that you can see. Again, if you're looking to take your journey to that next level, on these middle tiers, this is personally the one that I would recommend, even though it's not the most expensive. It costs less than a coffee every single day, and the amount of information that you'll get here, in my personal opinion, is absolutely worth the value. At the very least, guys, you can become a member for free. The link is down in the description, the comment section, and the bio. Just give it a look and see what you think. And of course, feel free to sign up if you're looking to take your journey even further. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the video. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. We are looking at BREA stock today, which over the past 5 days is up by over 128%. But have a look at what we are seeing, right? The majority of that gain is coming in before the 18th of September. And you look from that period onwards, and we are seeing the stock actually down by 55%, with Friday being a day where we're down by a further 33%, begging the question as to where do we go with this one next? Well, whilst nobody can say for sure, and whilst I am certainly not a financial advisor, over the course of this video, I'll be giving you all of my personal thoughts and opinions on what could be coming next. If it sounds like a good episode, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe, it does help me out a lot. And again, let's jump straight in. So I want to come over here and highlight some key levels that stand out to me. Now obviously this stock is not big, so you would kind of expect to see a little bit of a dip. What are we going to be looking for into the next couple of trading days? Well, I think it's absolutely critical that we stay above this range at 1510. 1510 has been a previous level of support, and also the same is true here, 1510, 1515. You need to see this hold up again. This is absolutely critical. I would not be too nervous about a push down to these levels given the circumstances and everything that we have seen, but again, I think that is a possibility, but I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. I think if we do begin to dip lower than that, things become very concerning. Now, of course, with the trend, you will expect the stock in the past day or so is actually in the oversold range on the 5-day chart, or was becoming close to it on the 1 day, I should say. However, when you come out to the 5-day chart, again, things look a lot more stable, things look a lot more neutral. And again, this in context just shows us why holding on to this range at 1510, 1515 is going to be particularly important. Now, of course, breaking out to the past month, we are definitely still coming towards the overbought range, but given this drop that we've seen, we've had a lot more time to cool off, and we are dropping slightly more towards neutral. So again, if we did see this drop down to this range, I think you would see us drop into the neutral territory, or maybe even the slightly oversold territory on the RSI in the next couple of days. Now for me, if I was looking to get into this one, or if I was holding this and looking to ask what comes next, my tolerances would be extremely tight. As I say, 1510, 1515 to me would be the lowest level that I'd be willing to hold on to. You could make an argument for 490, 492 if that is a level that you feel comfortable at, but again, I see this stock as being a relatively high risk one. So my bottom is relatively clear, right? That is at around $15, 1510, 1515. Some may hold on to 1490, but for me that would be the absolute lowest. In terms of upside, I think there is a possibility of a retest and push to $19. I think if you do see that, if you see a break above this 1930, 1950, ultimately onto $20, you could be looking at this one running again. Next levels could be 2370. From there you're looking to retest up to 25, and then on from there you could be looking at touching 30 and beyond. Very interesting play with a lot of potential here. I think time's going to tell a lot for this one, but I do see that potential still being there. It very much depends if we can hold on to this bottom, and again, if we do, if we're able to hold on to it, if we do drop down to that point again, it's good, because it's given us some time to consolidate, it's given us some more validity in this level, and also on top of that, it has shown us, that this stock does still have strength. Again, RSI, other indicators having some time to cool off. You could also be looking at a support level at potentially 1650, but I do think that is more unlikely than likely. So, that's the key levels that I'm looking for. You guys may agree with it, you may disagree. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on this in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching the video. Again, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope I'll see you again soon. Goodbye for now. You guys are ready to get serious about trading for less than the price of a coffee every day? I've got to tell you about the new Patreon page that I have just launched. That's right guys, I have a new Patreon. I'm going to be sharing everything on here, from my personal stocks that I am watching to pre-market updates, as well as a Discord group which I have started. It's going to allow you to access similar-minded, like-minded people who are also interested in sharing their knowledge about the markets. I'm going to be sharing a lot of stuff over here guys. There's going to be a lot of exclusive content coming in the next couple of weeks, but do bear in mind, for most of the tiers, spots are limited. The Market Scout, where you'll gain access to the Discord, prices will change after 150 members. At the moment guys, I'm limited for time, so the Trader's Edge course and above, we're limiting the courses even lower, right? There's a limited amount of people who can join. At the same time, depending on the level of mentorship that you want, we have prices going all the way up from 1450 to the highest tiers over here that you can see. Again, if you're looking to take your journey to that next level, on these middle tiers, this is personally the one that I would recommend, even though it's not the most expensive. It costs less than a coffee every single day, and the amount of information that you'll get here, in my personal opinion, is absolutely worth the value. At the very least, guys, you can become a member for free. The link is down in the description, the comment section, and the bio. Just give it a look and see what you think. And of course, feel free to sign up if you're looking to take your journey even further. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the video. Everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video on micro algo. We're looking at this stock on the past 30-day chart where we are seeing a gain of over 30%. If you look here over the past 5 days, you're also seeing that this stock is green by 22%. However, the Friday session took us down by 10.5%. The question is now, where do we go from here? And we'll speak about that and a number of other things over the course of this episode. If it sounds like a good video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It does help me out a lot. At the same time, please do remember, I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. With that being said though, we might as well jump straight in and get to the video. So again, coming over here, looking at this stock, a few things do stand out to me immediately. Coming to the 5-day chart, if we can briefly here, and you're going to see that we're coming up to a very, very key level of support, which I think is going to be quite critical going forwards. Now, this level is roughly around 1070. I think this is going to be a very important level to see hold. You know, we've seen this hold historically, we've seen this hold at the moment right now. You've then seen that level slightly higher up, where you could be looking at supports roughly around 1080, 1075 even. And again, I think remaining in this range either way is going to be quite an important thing to do. I think this is going to be one of the more important levels at the minute because, again, in context over the past month, this stock is up big. And the fact we're starting to establish a floor now is good, but we're really going to need to see these levels hold. I think it is possible. Again, 1080, 1070, I think is the range that we are ultimately looking for. I don't really want to see this one drop any lower than that. We're now coming to the lower part of the RSI, definitely not in the oversold range yet, but we're certainly coming down ever so slightly. And again, the stock is beginning to somewhat stabilize over the last day or so. I think, yes, we have seen that drop, and obviously that is going to account for this morning part in the Friday session. But as things started to stabilize out towards the end of the day, the question then becomes, are we going to find this support range here? And again, it is a possibility we may see this. I think this is going to be one of the most critical levels to see. If I had this stock, if I was looking to get in, I think it could be an interesting point, but I'd set very tight stop losses. I wouldn't really be looking to see this one go below 1060 at the moment. That's just my personal opinion. In terms of breaks to the upside, of course, you're looking to retest $11 itself, then you're looking to go on to $11.25. I think past that you are then going to be seeing a little bit more of a challenge to push up to the 1150s. I think those are some of the key levels that I personally am paying attention to. I do like how the trend slowed towards the end of the day, showing that there is some potential here. I do like how we've begun to find a nice little support. So again, all of these things are going to be things to watch into the early part of next week. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on this one in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching this short video. Again, if you enjoyed, if you want to see a more detailed video, let me know in the comments. Let me know by leaving a like and subscribing as well. Thank you for your time, and I hope I will see you again soon, guys. Goodbye for now. If you guys are ready to get serious about trading for less than the price of a coffee every day, I've got to tell you about the new Patreon page that I have just launched. That's right, guys, I have a new Patreon. I'm going to be sharing everything on here, from my personal stocks that I am watching to pre-market updates, as well as a Discord group which I have started. It's going to allow you to access similar-minded, like-minded people who are also interested in sharing their knowledge about the markets. I'm going to be sharing a lot of stuff over here, guys. There's going to be a lot of exclusive content coming in the next couple of weeks, but do bear in mind, for most of the tiers, spots are limited. The Market Scout, where you'll gain access to the Discord, prices will change after 150 members. At the moment, guys, I'm limited for time, so the Trader's Edge course and above, we're limiting the courses even lower, right? There's a limited amount of people who can join. At the same time, depending on the level of mentorship that you want, we have prices going all the way up from $14.50 to the highest tiers over here that you can see. Again, if you're looking to take your journey to that next level, on these middle tiers, this is personally the one that I would recommend, even though it's not the most expensive. It costs less than a coffee every single day, and the amount of information that you'll get here, in my personal opinion, is absolutely worth the value. At the very least, guys, you can become a member for free. The link is down in the description, the comment section, and the bio. Just give it a look and see what you think. And of course, feel free to sign up if you're looking to take your journey even further. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the video.